Welcome to this may be put on Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I'm not sure. I might do it. But either way, this is a person who requested the yearly forecast. We've been learning a lot. Been on a very interesting journey. Now we would be going into the third week in August, but the full moon is right there on that Sunday, which is really going to start the fourth week. But whenever you're dealing with a full moon, especially depending on where it is, it's going to go anywhere from 2 to even 5 days ahead or forward or backward. So to me, it's the perfect place to start. It's right there. That's what you're looking at. The natal chart, the space chart, the transit chart for August 26th, Sunday. The full moon is at 7:58 a.m. on a Sunday. And also, I believe it's called a sturgeon full moon. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that. Just what is a sturgeon full moon? Just give me a moment. All right. And according to this, the moon will be in Pisces at 3 degrees. Right next to the vertex. So again, vertex, cross, significant meetings, significant events, fated events, significant breakups. Could be some type of soul meeting, soul breakup. Could be with a soul mate. That could be anybody from your soul family. It could be with a twin soul who would also be your twin flame. Alrighty. Now, first thing we're just going to briefly learn about, because I think it's called the sturgeon full moon. So we want to look at that. Alright. Give me a moment. Alright, so let's look at the name sturgeon. Sturgeon. So this full moon in August, which will be August 26th, 2018 at about 7:58 a.m. Some may say 7:56 a.m. It's named after North America's largest fish because this is when it's easiest to catch it, and plus the moon, the full moon would help the fishers find the fish and catch it. It's also called the grain moon, green corn moon, fruit moon, barley moon. So it was the fishing tribes that named it the full sturgeon moon. So again, if you're going to deal with fishing, you're going to be dealing with Neptune and Pisces energy as well. They say as it rises, it appears red. So I keep saying the name Dakota a lot. What is it? Dakota, Sioux. I guess that's a tribe. They call this moon the moon when all things ripen. Okay, I'm just looking a few things over. So this is definitely going to be watery because you're talking about sturgeon fish. The moon is going to be in Pisces. We didn't look at the house yet, but so a full moon signals a time each month when we are able to take a clear look at what is happening in our lives so we can decide if we need to make changes. The full moon stirs emotions. Alright, just give me a moment. I'm looking at a couple of things. So someone is saying this is a rising full moon. This is www.bustle.com. Can be an emotional time for everyone. If you're in a calm state of mind, you can expect positive energy. But if you're a little upset, a little excited, things might get a little. They use the word hairy. The full moon is a time for completions, endings, harvesting, and closure. So I guess harvesting is kind of like gathering. So if anything's been bothering you, this is the time to get the closure on it. They're saying a Pisces full moon is one of the most beautiful full moons of the year and has wonderful prospects, romantic and creative energy that we all get to enjoy. This full moon will give us all the energy and drive we need to get moving on the goals we made during the positive energy we got from the partial solar eclipse this month. And of course, that was August 11th. So this full moon Sunday, August 26th, should be a positive experience and change. But again, each sign and each person is different. Each circumstance is different. Pisces is sensitive, emphatic, and emotional. It's also intuitive. Since the moon rules emotions, among other things, Neptune will be closest to the moon at that time from the Earth's perspective. So Pisces is going to feel this moon the most. So a lot of the feelings you've had, regrets and things that have been plaguing you for the last 6 months, those feelings will begin to lift. So we'll notice what Pisces is on that chart, but also Pisces rules the 12th house. So we want to remember that as well. Six planets will be retrograde at that time. One of those planets being Pisces ruling planet, Neptune, retrograde at that time. So they are counseling, advising Pisces to retrace their steps back to where things turned upside down. And that way you'll be able to draw a new path to take. And they're encouraging Pisces meditation and mindfulness. And they said make sure you launch it from the upcoming full moon. In the end of November, Neptune will go direct. If you do what they're advising, you two will be moving forward. At that time, they said new love opportunities, financial opportunities will be on the horizon, so long as you use this full moon to wrap up issues that belong in the far past. So this is where this person who requested this is going. And that's why I said sometimes you can explain what you're seeing and things like that, but each person has to make their own decision. Because sometimes something is over, but we still don't really want to let it go. We're still letting it hang in, and we're playing games. And in that way, it's going to be hard to move on. And remember, Pisces rules the 12th house. That's all about closure and reckoning. Coming to grips with things so that a person can heal and move on. Virgo. The sun will be in the sign of Virgo exactly 180 degrees away from the full moon when you see the moon set. So Virgo is the maiden harvesting the crop. She diligently gathers and restores and stores each harvest until spring. When the sun opposes the moon in astrology, there is a contradiction between what one wants and what one needs. What this full moon means for Virgo this August is for you not to get caught up in what you perceive as shortcomings, shortages, or austerity. So again, watch your perception, because when you're dealing with the moon, when you're dealing with Neptune is the deceiver, and you're dealing with Pisces. Got to remember that. But even Neptune retrograde tends to want to escape. And when I say escape, sometimes that's why I said a person might feel a certain situation with the person they're presently in a relationship with, but somehow they begin to escape back or go back to the other person. So we have to be careful. They said Virgo likes to minimalize. So since minimalism is your middle name, use the day of the full moon to plan how to do more with less. And again, now I'm only changing this a little bit because I know the natal charts. We've been doing this for months. This is why you want to get your year forecast, because learn how to appreciate what you have. Like, I'm just going to say what I saw. You got the Capricorn energy. Well, it's like the Leo, because remember Leo was in the 10th house, and that's ruled by Capricorn. So you got the Leo Capricorn energy. To me, look like that energy is kind of on the way out, and Pluto retrograde is pushing it to make sure it gets out. But then you got this Gemini energy. But what we do as humans, we start to compare and this and that. So what they're trying to say is, instead of comparing and this and that, learn how to use it to your advantage. Learn how to do more with less. And not even really saying less. See, because like I said, I know it was a female and a store clerk that the universe kept putting me with over and over again. But she just kept opposing and playing games. So it never worked out. And then again, many years later, that was about 2009, if I'm not mistaken. And then again, about 8 years later, or really, 8 years, whatever, the universe gave it a second chance. And she continued to play games. So it's sad because sometimes people can see the universe is putting us together for some reason. Sometimes people can, their intuition will kick in, but they still won't follow. Or some people just think the guy should do this or do that and do that. But some guys aren't the best. They don't have the best conversation, the best lines in the world. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. Maybe they're a little nervous. But that's where we're at. So that's why they're trying to. And because Virgo can be very critical. So they're trying to tell Virgo, don't get caught up on that critical or idealism. And Libra does the same thing. Try to see how you can attempt to make the situation work. So with the moon opposing the sun, you might lose your characteristic Virgoan objectivity and find yourself a little bit more anxious than usual. So you're going to have to learn patience, they're telling Virgo. Mercury is turning direct tomorrow, August 19th. And Mercury will help you with precise planning and strategy because Mercury is Virgo's ruler. Remember that time is on your side. And again, they just say be patient. See, Mercury means communicate. So in that case, I really went out of my way to talk to her, but she opposed everything. And then she was quick to, wanna, start an argument for no reason. So even though she is extremely beautiful, but what was beautiful about it, she could work. She loved to work. Those things about her were like beautiful. See, you can't win. That's why I always have to say it. This I get myself in trouble, but I have to say it. You just can't win. Because if you really find one that you really do like for the right reasons, it's still not the right reasons. But if you like them for the sexual reasons, and they would say, why do you just like me for the sexual reasons? Why don't you like me because I'm a great worker? Why don't you? But then when you like them for those reasons, they're still not happy. So that's why I said guys have to take some type of class on how to get past that. There's some type of communication class or something. All right, Capricorn, which is my moon sign. So both the moon and the sun will make positive connections with Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So Capricorn will have a much easier time dealing with the moon than your Pisces, or Virgo. They said, as a matter of fact, the full moon is right up your alley, which it is because actually I think I was born near a full moon, but not on a full moon. But it's definitely in Capricorn. This is going to be the perfect time for you to end harping on past failures that you may have had in both work and your romantic relationships. Being that you don't naturally like to hold a grudge, anything that has been bothering you in recent times will more easily spontaneously go away. Saturn will stay in retrograde until September 6th. It'll then go direct in Capricorn. This is a great time to do one last sweep to complete unfinished business. Before hopping into the third of the year. So use the energy of the full moon to wrap up any emotional regrets of this past year and slide into the happy zone of achievement and success in your personal and work life. And Michelle Wright kind of gave the same advice. This is for Aquarius. So the sun and the moon are going to also make positive connections to Uranus, the sign that rules Aquarius. So Aquarius may still be in a tizzy because of all these eclipses they've had and all that. But all this will stop for Aries in December 2018. They're advising Aries to use the full moon as a stepping stone for personal evolution. If they do, they'll have less of an emotional burden to deal with in 2019. So they have to learn how to be in touch with their emotional side and synthesize with it. Because they tend to have a mental detachment. So on this coming full moon, they should try to wrap up old wounds. To try to attract the right partner and place them on the correct life path with their humanitarian goals, because Aquarius are humanitarian. All right. So that was for Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces, and Virgo. They said those are the 4 signs that this full moon on August 26, 2018 will affect the most. Now let's go back to the natal chart. So as you can see, the ACEP is Virgo. Alright, did we do the full moon yet? I think we did. right. So that Virgo is like 1919. So it says angel number 1919 may be suggesting that aspects of your life are coming to a close and or an important phase or cycle is coming to an end. And that's what we learned about these full moons. But this is happening by karmic reasons, which will become evident in the very near future. And all these readings we've been doing, so she already has an idea about that. But this is preparing you to this is preparing you to begin a wonderful new life, and lifestyle that will see all fall into place for you in the most positive ways. These endings are clearing the way for you to fully pursue your life purpose as your soul dictates. And that's kind of like what that other lady said too. That's what the other astrologer said too. Trust that all the information, guidance, and assistance you will need along your path will be supplied by the angels. And healing frequencies. Oh, universal energies, excuse me. But that's why I said it's kind of strange they say healing frequencies. They say universal energies, but still Virgo is about healing. So they said don't keep focusing on the endings as a loss, but rather as a new beginning. A new beginning, opportunity, or adventure. One door is closing behind you as another one opens in front of you. So your angels are asking you to stay positive because the universe is going to set you in the perfect alignment for your life purpose and soul mission. The the Leo Capricorn just seemed more, they might have been spiritual, but they were more business minded. Whereas a Gemini energy, he's got that weird Scorpio thing going on. But that can be spiritual or different levels of spiritual, like higher sciences, higher spirituality, mystical spirituality, esoteric spirituality, eschatology spirituality. So they're telling you to make sure you're communicating with your angels. If you've been hearing the call to pursue a heart-based project, spiritual-based project, they're telling you to go for it. They're saying angel number 1919 is most auspicious. Remember, Virgo can mean home. It rules the 6th house. It can also mean healing or service. It can also mean small children, small animals, daily activities. So your Virgo is your true north node. in your 6th house. With Saturn. Well, both ways. Saturn is about business, and we just studied that. Even in the house over here in the universe, it's just retrograde over there. So you may get to offer to do some type of home thing or home service or healing. Because that is in your true north node, which is your life purpose. So as we've been saying, they really pushing her more and more to that type of regular activity of service or healing or helping others. And that's another reason why the moon is in Pisces, because it's going to be dealing with the 12th house. Spirituality, sacrificing for other people. Don't burn yourself out, though. Don't let people take advantage of you. All right, and once again, that was the 1st house on the transit chart, but it's really the 12th house, but it became the 1st house with the EP and AC. So now we're going to the 1st house, a very, very Venus house. It's now become that's the 1st house, but it's become the 2nd house. And you're going to be dealing with Taurus energy, Libra. So it could be love, relationships, partnerships. It could be legal, business partners. But that's someone who wants to share their finances with someone else. And when you see where your Libra is, there's a vertex. So to better understand that, we would have to go to the Gemini chart. To see if that's talking about him. I think last time we did this, though, I think we did, I believe we did the 3 charts. $8.18. All right, give me a moment. All right, what do we have here? Give me a moment. Everything is just not moving the way I need it to move. See, because like I said, you got the Libra there, but both of those men have Pluto and Libra. And you also have Pluto and Libra. So when I see that, basically, let me see yours again. Okay, that's what happened. Yeah, I put yours in the middle. Yeah, now I know why I did that. Okay, I got it. Pluto and Libra, Libra. Alright. But still, his Pluto is still close to Scorpio. Because the guy to the right, same thing, got a Scorpio and the moon. And, like, their charts are real similar, but it kind of like, it switches on you. Like that, like I see when the people that do these charts, they sometimes they design it in such a way you could actually go crazy. But the point I'm making, that Libra energy, it could still be staged where somebody's still lingering. And what they're advising her to do is, if it's over, it's over. Try to focus more on. And I know that's not going to be easy. But that's what I'm saying with the Libra. Because remember, Pluto and Scorpio, they deal with past lives and stuff too. So then going into the third house, well, you know that's the Gemini, because we already associated the Gemini with Scorpio, and I think we also associated the Gemini with Jupiter. Yeah, because the Gemini is in the 8th house, so that we're connecting with Scorpio. Then you got the moon right there. All right, 4th house again. Sagittarius, dealing with more maturity. 9th house, but also spirituality because of Vesta. And like I said, the 5th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, the universe is still attacking that Leo energy. It's karma there. Saturn retrograde can mean abuse, a war. Mars is there. Might be a little tension there, passive aggression there, a little anger. So, like Leo, because the 5th house is ruled by Leo, is going through a lot of karma right now. Like when you hear about Virgo, that could be small children, small animals. Like I told you, I work with a female that I'm pretty sure I got a past life relationship with. She basically has her own department. But for some reason, people keep calling me in her department. And like when I first got there, me and her, we wanted to meet, we wanted to talk. But that's how it is. But then, just like twin flames. But then you go into separation or whatever. So she don't really want to see me in her department because in her mind, she thinks I'm coming or sticking my nose in her business, which I'm not. Those people call me over there. But some lady called me over there yesterday, and then, like, remember, Virgo deals with small children and small animals. Virgo can also deal with, childlike people. Because remember, Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. So they can be dealing with, like, immature people, stuff like that. So it was a small dog that lady had, and the dog was jumping all over me. But again, this is Virgo. It's the 6th house and everything. It's your daily activities. It could be your job as well, because you are there pretty much daily. And so the dog was jumping all on my leg and everything. And then I think I moved, but I accidentally stepped on his paw. And then that dog cursed me out. I've never been that cursed out by a dog before in my life. But this is the accusations that are going on because of past life. See, that's the karma. See, just like I got a dog, same white dog. I got a white dog in this neighborhood. And if things aren't going right, that dog will bark. This is like higher metaphysics, but it's all in astrology. That's why I'm telling you about small animals. And even it barked at my sister one time because my sister had some stuff going on where she should have been more respectful to my mother. And not everybody that was out there, that dog chose to bark directly at my sister. So this is metaphysical stuff I'm trying to tell you. So that's what I'm trying to tell you by Virgo. So right now, that Leo energy that's connected with Capricorn, we already showed you because it was recently in the 10th house. So now Leo's going through some stuff. Capricorn's going through some stuff. But Leo's got to deal with his past life and its abusive issues. And then again, Mercury is non-direct in Leo, giving him the opportunity to talk. And that right now is the goal of the universe with the North Node, which is like saying your life purpose. So right now the universe is looking at Leo to maybe get the karmic healing that it needs. And that's why sometimes a breakup is necessary, because a person's not going to heal, or they're not going to see their error until they lose what they have. All right, again, Aquarius energy, a little bit of healing going on there with Virgo, which is her true north node is Virgo. So she'll be, Aquarius can be like friends association and groups, but either way, it's gonna be some type of healing going on. And if you had your home business, that's really what that is, because you're healing other people, and so that's the connection of friends association and groups. And again, that would be his 11th house would be ruled by Aquarius, and there you have Leo there, Libra rather there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now you got Pisces in the 7th house, very inspirational. And it's going to connect you to the 12th house with endings. And we already heard that the moon is going to be bringing endings. And you notice it's going to be relationships, because the vertex is there. And then Neptune retrograde is escapism, but you have to be careful because it can also be drugs or alcohol. So this 7th house is a lot like this, the 12th house, because Pisces rules the 12th house. So Virgo in the 12th house is trying to get healing for Pisces energy, Neptune energy, Moon energy, and even Aquarius energy, because Virgo rules the 6th house. And again, that vertex can be fated events. Believe it or not, the vertex can deal with past life stuff too. But either way, any form of escapism really needs to be confronted so that healing can take place. Anything that's subconscious, anything that people are hiding from, running from, don't want to deal with, the 6th house and the 12th house and the 7th house are especially saying, let's deal with it. All right, give me a moment. So when you go back to the 3 chart, and see when you go to the guy on the right, the Gemini, he's got Libra in his 7th house, which is the relationship area. He's got Libra in his 12th house. Libra rules the 7th, and this is Pisces in the 7th house, ruled by Leo, but Pisces rules the 12th house. So you can kind of tell it's talking about him, the Gemini. But like I said, the universe is really trying to push the Leo type Capricornian energy out. So then again, when you get to the 8th house, same thing. Still going to be a lot of aggression with Aries, but it always was. But we learned from the other chart that with the Gemini, her aggression is more like just somebody that's a little bit more assertive. But with the other guy, it was more confrontational. Maybe not wanting to be bullied by him, or just feeling the need to step up, or sometimes people can be confrontational, but they never get up in your face. It's just they do a lot of stuff behind your back, but it's still confrontational because that's their way of saying, listen, I'm around this person, but I'm really not with this person. I don't feel like I can talk to this person. So that's the 8th house. 9th house, again, Taurus, and then there's Juno. But again, Uranus retrograde, anything can happen out of nowhere, and a person is normally quiet might become more talkative. Person is normally talkative might become more quiet, but this is in the 9th house, I believe, right? 7th, 8th, 9th of a higher self. So even when you look at your Sagittarius, what does it do? Your Sagittarius takes you back to Neptune retrograde. Well, who's got the Neptune retrograde? Well, we just found out on this chart, this transit chart, that Neptune retrograde is definitely talking about the Gemini or the other guy. So then we want to look at the 3 charts again. And ironically, because the Leo Capricorn guy is what I'm calling him. It's funny but that's how these that's how these soul family, twin soul families, and all that work. Because his sun sign is Gemini. So let me just look at this chart. All right, give me a minute. Just like I said, you're gonna have to give me a minute. I'm checking a few things out. All right, let's do this again. All right, so this is what I want to do. Is a couple of things I just want to check out. Seventh house with the Pisces. All right, there. All right, then we did Venus and Libra. Venus and Libra. See, like I said, when you do these charts, they get real difficult. Because what I'm trying to show y'all is, see how his Juno to the right is in Gemini. So the guy to the right is, of course, the Leo. But I'm also calling him the Leo Capricorn because his 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. That's where his Leo is. But what happens when you're doing these charts, this is why people be having, because I never understood this until I started doing natal charts. Because when you see like a female, she might be with 2, 3 different guys or what's going on. And you be like, man, what the heck is her problem or whatever. And then when you see the natal charts, you're like, wow, now I see why. It's almost the same freaking chart. And you have to keep double checking yourself to remind yourself. Because you think you go, oh, well, you should just know. You don't, because it's so freaking, you say Gemini. Well, one's a sun sign Gemini. The next is a Juno Gemini. And I think it's even a 7th house. But it still got the Juno. And it says 7, but that's really the 8th house. So that's how these charts are. So the only thing I'm trying to just make sure, because we definitely know the Leo Capricorn is what the universe is pushing out of our life. All you have to do is look at the 5th house of the space chart. That's Capricorn in the 5th house ruled by Leo. So that's definitely the one that's getting pushed out. But I think I already said with the 7th house, that's what I was saying. But it's not going to be an easy push out. But you're definitely looking for a Pisces. You're definitely looking for Pisces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're definitely looking for Pisces Libra energy. And ironically, that's her. She's the Pisces Libra. So that's how you see you get thrown off. And let me see. But yeah, so is he. The guy to the right. But you see Pluto. And then you see Pluto with hers in the middle. So that's how I read that. I just read that as she's still going to have feelings for him as well, but the universe is trying to push on with the other guy. And you see the moon right there. See, now the other guy's got the moon in Libra. You see how this could be real confusing? So that's what she's doing. Like I said, it's all an emotional thing, and some of that stuff is hidden. And that like I said, I would say, yeah, you know, she doesn't mean to, but she's kind of still. It's kind of like when you meet a guy and he's not with his girl no more, but they still talk, and you're like, okay, that's cool, but it better not be no messing around. You're with me now. But still, she may, you know how females are or whatever. She may still call him and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know about it, but your intuition might kick in and tell you. But so maybe the first time she calls, he's like, listen, you know, we moved on. You know, all we did was argue. You know, it wasn't really what it should have been. And you know, I got somebody in my life now. I'm trying to make this work and stuff. And then now she all humble. Like when she was with him, they was arguing all the time and shit. Like it got really bad. But now that she ain't with him, now she's calling, she's being all nice and shit. And so you know, he's still kind of talking to her on the DL. That would be the moon, hidden stuff. He's still talking to her on the D, on the down low, you know, little stuff. But he don't see nothing wrong with it because he like, well, that's my baby's mother, and I want to have a good relationship with her because of my baby's mother. And I mean, I really want to be with the female I'm with now, but she don't need to know everything, and all she gonna do is overreact. So this is what you see on these charts. That's why it's so hard for me. You see, I'm doing a chart. It's confusing for me, but you can see why it's so hard. Because I still see I see like two guys. I see one guy still lingering, but the universe is trying to tell her it's best for both of y'all to move on. Because that Leo and that Capricorn got a lot of karma, and I know I'm a Leo, and my moon sign is Capricorn, my sun sign is Leo, and I know I got a lot of karma and shit. And that's why all kind of hell is breaking loose. Because sometimes, like, I'll be looking at stuff from a spiritual viewpoint. I'll be like, oh, the devil. But see, the devil is who? Satan. Who does Satan rule? Capricorn. The Capricorn is the goat, and the devil is Satan. But what is Satan? It's karma. So a lot of that shit is past life. Like, even on my chart, you got a Saturn retrograde. So that's why sometimes you got to learn to just be quiet. Because it's deeper than just religion. It's deeper than spirituality. This is past life stuff and all kind of stuff. And if you're listening to my channels like the other channel, I'm showing some stuff. Some stuff I don't put on because it takes a real long time for videos to load now. So sometimes I'm not able to. But I got some pretty decent ones on my channels. So I hope I made that perfectly clear. What it is she's still dealing with. Both of them. And I think we already did the 9th house with Juno. So then when you follow the Sagittarius energy, because the 9th house is Sagittarius, you see her 9th house takes you back to that Neptune retrograde, which is Pisces, and Moon, everything I just got finished saying. And then the guy on the right, which is the Gemini, his Sagittarius is in, looks like his 12th house. So so he's connecting to her through Neptune, because Neptune rules Pisces, rules the 12th house. And his 9th house is also Virgo, which is healing. And then when you go to the other gentleman, the Leo, his Sagittarius got Neptune again. And then the guy, the Gemini, his Capricorn got Neptune retrograde. See, believe it or not, these people can all telepathy. And that's why sometimes you see it in your dreams. Like you might dream that your partner's cheating or whatever, but it's somebody trying to tell you something. Not to make nobody paranoid, but if you're just listening to how I'm doing this chart, they're raw. That's why she's so confused. So now medium Coeli is in Gemini. Ain't that something? So now they put in Gemini with that Capricorn energy. It could mean termination. Because I be thinking mine's about to come. I don't know. Because when you see Gemini, like in the 10th house, that's somebody who doesn't keep jobs. Somebody who's short jobs or like part-time jobs. And remember, we're still dealing with karma if you're dealing with Saturn or Capricorn. And that's also going to affect him. I need to let her know that Leo, he's probably going to have some type of connection to a Gemini too. Because you see where Juno is. So he may have a lover on the side that's Gemini energy that you might not be aware of. And you notice the number of medium Coeli is 21, then 12. See, that's like on off. Like that's an on off switch because it reverses. All right, 11th house is all about friends, family, Aquarius energy, friends, family, groups, associations. And then ironically, his 12th house is what? Leo. Why? Because he's connected to that other guy whose sun sign is Leo. Well, that's the space chart or the transit chart, but it's still about Leo. And see, the 12th house is also about karma. So they're really beating Leo down to pay his karmic debt. And because I'm a Leo, some people are saying, yeah, plus they're making you stronger as a lion because they'll have a better communication skills, better thinking skills, because this is all Mercury. And he'll be better as a spiritual leader because that's a 12th house, inspirational spiritual leader. And remember, Pallas in Leo means he can see patterns, but Pallas can also be social, like helping out people. So it's almost like they're taking Leo through all these beatdowns to help him inspire other people, because that's what the 12th house is about. And it's all, like I said, Leo deals with children also. Because Mercury rules Gemini, that's going to be children. Gemini is children. So that's why I say Leo has to be careful, because the implication is you might be getting terminated with that Gemini in the 3rd house. It's definitely going to be some type of employment communications or shit like that. Um, so what I'm looking at 14 degrees Leo. Let's look at that. It's funny. I'm a Leo, and I actually feel sorry, but not for me. You know what? I'm reading this like I'm reading just reading somebody else's like whatever natal chart. But I really feel sorry for the guy. I'm kind of used to it. This shit never stops. But it's just kind of sad. So let's do 14 degrees Leo. Like I don't know. I can't give you those answers. Like who knows? Maybe because he was a Leo, he was really aggressive in a past life. Maybe to the point of being a bully or abusive. Who knows? I really don't know. 14 degrees. Come on. 14 degrees Leo. Let's just see what they say. Sociable, cheerful, and humane character. One is committed to contributing to the enhancement of the collective good through intellectual work. See, they know. They said intellectual work. Well, that intellectual part is Mercury. But I didn't say nothing about Mercury. I just said 14 degrees Leo. But somehow they know. Fame and power can be achieved in all careers, requiring altruism, social work. See, I told you that Palace. Palace means you see patterns, but Palace retrograde means social, like helping the needy, anybody like low income minority, and cooperation with a network of friends. So it's definitely gonna have something to do with children though, because he's in the fifth house as well. And remember, sometimes because your fifth house is about fun and dating and stuff like that. Because sometimes your twin might be an indigo or crystal child or a sensitive child. So that's interesting. All right, so let's do 5 degrees, Leo. I just don't understand it. So we got to stay here just a little bit. Because it's like, well, we are dealing with karma, though. So I understand it from the viewpoint of karma why they would put Leo in the 12th house. But that's why I said if they're firing him to bring him back to spirituality, that's what's interesting to me because that's what it kind of looks like. It's like they really beat the crap out of him. And then the poor guy gets fired. And now he's in the 12th house of endings. So just give me a chance to look around here and try to make some type of 5 degrees Leo. Fearless, proud, and courageous. Character attracted to athletes, dangerous actions, and military feats. Now, military could also be spiritual warfare. Success can be achieved in the military or spiritual warfare, politics, or in all occupations requiring a great deal of energy and many struggles. See, y'all see that? That's the fifth house. All them retrogrades beat his ass. And I'm not Leo, so I know. This degree warns against reversals of fortunes, as well as injuries and traps. Because they want me dead. And urges to avoid situations of violence. If in the natal chart this degree is in conjunction with the ascendant, see, my ascendant is Gemini, and that's over there in the medium quelly. And with the sun or moon, it indicates a potential danger for the head of the eyes. So it's almost like they took him and her. They took the Leo, who's also got a lot of Capricorn energy, and they beat him down and put him in the 12th house as his spiritual house. But they also been beating her down and trying to bring her to not be as materialistic. All right, 25 degrees, Leo. 25 degrees, Leo. Passionate, emotive, and rebellious character endowed with artistic gifts. Hidden forces of all sorts, such as clans, secret societies, or espionage, are the sources of numerous torments and hurdles. This degree portends a danger of psychological or financial sinking, as well as physical drowning or asphyxiation. However, should the natal chart concur, one is driven by strong willpower and triumphs over obstacles and dangers coming from water. One steadily and slowly builds a fortune in seafaring activities. So remember, Leo deals with creativity, children, having fun, travel. It could be dating, but it's having fun. Bold, confident, could be ego. So let me just look around at this chart. I'm just trying to make some. Because normally the 12th house does oppose the 6th house. And that seems to be the case with this chart. Yeah, but they did it funny though. Yeah, no. Because I'm looking at the number 12, but they made the 12th house the first house. See, again, they're dealing with people on two different lifetimes. Yeah, they just did it real unique. All right. So anyway, this 12th house with Leo, because of Pisces and Neptune, is really dealing with the 7th house. Or excuse me, the 8th house. Let me do it one more time. 7th house. So it's still a relationship thing here. But the 12th house is all about reckoning, taking things that are hidden. And that's what a moon could be about too. Taking things that are hidden and bringing them out from the subconscious mind, bringing them out to talk about them, to bring closure. And since you're dealing with this house, which even though it says 6 is really the 7th house now, you are dealing with Libra energy as well. So that's why I said it could be law. And law is many different ways. Like your job might owe you some money. You might have to report them to somebody. That's still law. But like I said, Neptune retrograde is kind of like escapism. But then Mercury in Leo is being bold. So you're saying if Mercury is in Leo in the 6th house, or if Mercury is in Leo in the 12th house, then was Leo afraid to speak in the 6th house? Because it just looks like to me there's something that nobody wanted to necessarily address in the 6th house with the Neptune retrograde. All of a sudden the universe gives Leo all this that he's ready to address it. I know it was a couple of people I was trying to walk past because I really didn't think it was but they wasn't gonna do it. Like I was really pushed. Like, no, I've been getting my ass whipped. Like, I know, I feel sorry for Leo. See, me, I've been on this planet for decades, so I'm a little bit more used to it. But no, for Leos was getting their asses kicked. I know I was. So it just seems to me that the implication here is it's definitely career, because you're dealing with Saturn and Capricorn. It's career and reputation. But it's still twin soul, twin flame stuff, because you're dealing with Pluto and Scorpio. Scorpio being in the 3rd house. But they took Gemini, who rules the 3rd house, and put him in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is more mature. Well, did they? Maybe, let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, they actually put him in career. But it's still like some type of, it's going to be career, some type of career issues. Like it's almost implying for maybe not every Leo, but for some Leos, well, you weren't meant to be there that long anyway. But it was going to be hell. And it has been for me. It's been whipping the shit out of me. And see, when you see the ascendant in Virgo, you know it's still dealing with home, health, healing, service, small children or immature people, small animals. Because the true north node really tells me this is really about Leo. Like this chart we're looking at, because remember the full moon the partial solar eclipse just left it Leo 15 days prior. Because this chart that I'm looking at, it just seems like it's just really about Leo. Because even when you see Venus and Libra in the 2nd house, but Libra rules the 7th house, and that 7th house is connecting you back to the 12th house where Leo is. And the 5th house is ruled by Leo. So this is some stuff where Leo had to go through, and they're using employment. They're using authority, which can be the court systems, lawmakers. That's Saturn. It could be something even religious. to really kind of push him or make him address some karmic debt. And whenever you see Mars, you know you're dealing with warfare, but this could be spiritual warfare, or it could be literal warfare from a past life. And to me, when you see Pluto retrograde in the 5th house for Capricorn, they're kind of like implying it ain't going to be really fun. So he might not be having a lot of fun. He's really being pushed. So they're forcing him to address his karma. They're putting him in the final house, which is about endings. And then for some strange reason, they're giving him all this Mercury energy. See, if y'all know what they're saying to this Leo, it's like, that's your real job. The 12th house. And they're kind of like making sure he knows that. Because they're saying, okay, we'll give you Gemini, but that's in the 10th house. And anybody knows Gemini in the 10th house is a person that goes from job to job or has some type of part-time job. But that's not really going to be a career-oriented person. And if you say, well, what does it say for Capricorn? You see the 5th house is shut down with all those retrogrades. And then they give him the authority, because Gemini's ruler is Mercury, but they give them the authority of Mercury, but that's in the house of spirituality, inspiration. So it's almost like they let him go back to a career just to let him pay off his karmic debt. Because that's what you're doing when if you just study like words and stuff, but your whole, the number 15 card is ruled by that's a Capricorn card, but it's called what? The Devil card. And then what's another name for the devil but Satan? So Satan rules Capricorn, that rules your career. But if you just say the word career, karma. And that's why a lot of people don't realize that stuff you go through at your job has to do with your past life karma. And like even when you have a problem with debt or IRS or taxes or something, or even the court system, that's dealing with the 8th house and the 7th house. You might think it's just, oh, you know, this is just something I'm going through. But no, it has metaphysical connections. So for whatever reason, it was just time to beat the lion down. But then somehow, if this chart is telling the truth, he's going to end up. And that's the true north node. See, if that was on a natal chart, that little horseshoe, the true north node, that's saying that's where he's supposed to be. That's his life purpose. That's why he's here. So they're kind of almost telling Leo, like, you went through a beat down so that we can use you to help other people. And you say, help them how? Well, you're connected to the 7th house. So you'll be able to help them out in relationships, law, anything Pisces, spiritual, dreams, dealing with escapism, anything dealing with the moon, hidden things. But the moon also deals with the soul. You'll also be able to help them out with the 3rd house, which is Scorpio, which is the 8th house, which is Jupiter, which is finance. And like, you know, helping people understand the 10th house might be, you might be able to do that too. Or you might be able to help people to learn what not to do or what to do. But that's kind of the funny thing that I kind of get from this vibration, from this chart. It seems like Leo might be on his last days in what you would call a jobby job environment, they may be flipping Leo over to some type of a spiritual position or work from home spiritual position. Because as you see, the natal chart is dealing with the number 6, even though that's the 7th house, by the way they did everything. But it really would be the 6th house. And the ascendant is also the 6th. And remember, the sun rules Leo. Now the sun is in Virgo. So it appears to be some healing coming Leo's way, but it's only at the beatdowns. And from what I'm looking at, whatever healing is coming his way, it's going to take a little while before he begins to heal, because those beatdowns were very severe. So what advice would be for the Leo? Just try to really open up to spiritual communications, but also taking in spiritual information as well. And learn how to just go. The more you go with the universe and trust the universe, the easier it is for that transition. Because otherwise you're going to fight the universe, and then the universe is going to keep on beating you down and stuff like that. And they say, what about other people? Well, again, deal with people who are listening. Because your chart is telling Leo you got the mouthpiece. You got the mouthpiece in the 10th house with Gemini, and you got the mouthpiece in the 12th house with Mercury. So you're being given the mouthpiece, and then even the ascendant is Virgo, but that's your sun sign. The sun rules Leo. So right now, Leo has the gift of helping and healing if he realizes that and doesn't get caught up on why is this happening to me? Why did you even send me to a job? If all that and blah, blah. If he doesn't get caught up on that and just follows spirit, then all he has to do is just teach, speak, because that's what the universe is telling him to do. He doesn't have to worry about anything else. If people don't want to listen, they don't have to listen. Don't even worry about them. But just do what the universe tells you to do. And as time goes on, a lot of this so-called mystery will become more understanding to Leo. But right now, Leo is just going through the universe, and I think that the universe is beating him down, allegedly, so he can be a better leader or teacher for, say, people that'll be listening to him. So I hope this makes sense to y'all. Again, all information is in the description box. We still got a lot of things going on. You can contact. Again, we do anything with astrology, natal charts, twin flame, twin souls, anything paranormal, supernatural. We do it all. So you can always contact. God bless.